Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Kate. It's a Netflix movie starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Woody Harrelson. So, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. So, to start off with the furry, there isn't any. Moving on. So, this movie is starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She plays an assassin who basically has one day to live to get the revenge that she needs to. So, what I would say is that this movie is kind of a mashup between John Wick and Crank. Because it has that Crank thing where, like, you know, got one day to live, clearly dying and everything, but it doesn't have quite the ridiculousness comedy that Crank does. And it's not quite at the John Wick level, but out of, like, the, Atomic Blonde and a couple of other movies that have come out since John Wick that clearly were inspired by John Wick or wanted to be like the female John Wick, I would say that this is the closest to a female John Wick that I've seen. Unfortunate about the whole one day to live sort of premise, though, going in, because, you know, you wish you would live longer, in my opinion, but that's the premise going in, so, yeah. And what I will say is that I really liked this movie. I think it was much better than I was expecting. I was expecting, like, okay, they're going to try and do the John Wick thing, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, and then we'll kind of just move on with our lives. But this is set in Japan, and I don't know if it was actually filmed in Japan or actually had input or filmmakers from Japan, but I feel like it did. They did a really good job of making it feel like it was in Japan, that had the Japanese culture, not just like the old, like, oh, we got samurai, so it's Japanese. There you go, guys, we're good. But it also felt like it had more modern Japanese culture built into it. So I really liked that. And I thought that it meshed well with the environment. And yeah, you had two, like, blatantly white actors as the main characters, so to speak. But I thought that they meshed it well and had it make sense. And it was fun. And there was like a chase sequence that I think we're going to see more chase sequences like that in the future. I really like how it was shot. It wasn't the longest chase sequence in the world. I could have done it a little bit more, but how they did it was very good. It made it feel a lot faster than it had any right to feel. So I thought they did a really good job there, and I'm looking forward to more chase sequences like that. The fight sequences were good. Like I said, I think that they did them better than Atomic Blonde and the other movie the name is escaping me right now, but there was another movie that tried to do the John Wick thing that just wasn't quite the same pacing and style, and this one felt like it had it. So yeah, she kicks all kinds of ass. I liked her in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I liked her in this movie, and I liked the soundtrack that they chose. Like, they had a couple of times where, you know, they had the music playing really loudly, and then, you know, you see the character, and the character takes out the headphones, and that's the music they're listening to, that sort of thing. Like, I thought that when they wanted to make the music noticed, there was good music that added to the events that were occurring on screen. I would imagine it's probably not the biggest budget one in the world since it's on Netflix, but it didn't seem like that stopped them in any way. Like, all of the points and all the locations and scenery and everything else, and like wide shots and close shots and everything else, like, it seemed like they had plenty of budget to do what they wanted to do with this film. So I think they accomplished what they wanted to without being constrained really by a budget. So yeah, I'd say other than, I don't know if it was just kind of the intention of like, hey, you've seen these type of movies before enough that you're going to kind of get the twist to start with, so we're not going to try and disguise it other than from the character, or if they really thought that they were hiding the twist, and that it was like, and then when it was revealed at the end, you're like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming, because, yeah, I definitely saw it coming, like, 10 seconds in. Like, it was just like, it was the most obvious thing throughout the whole thing. It's just like, yep, that's going to be the twist, and they're going to do that, and then, okay, yeah. At the same time, like I said, I still really enjoyed this movie, so the twist was not a twist, but that's fine. I don't think it took away anything. It was still fun following our character until the twist, and I do think the ending went on just a little long, but it was still a fun time towards the end. You're like, all right, let's get into this. let's have that fun last sequence. Let's do this. So I liked it all around. The other actors, other than Woody Harrelson and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, were all very good. I just don't remember any of their names, and I don't know how much I've seen most of them in other things. Like, I recognize a couple, I'm like, I think I've seen you in something, but as a background person, so maybe this will give them more name recognition and they'll get bigger parts. But as of right now, yeah, they were good with what they need to do. So yeah, I would say it's on Netflix, so just watch it and you're going to have a good time, because you can't really watch it on the big screen because it's on Netflix. But watch it, and I think you'll have a good time. Alrighty, that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.